is cute.
Hello, everyone.
What?
My name's Mark.
We're matching. We should.
Who are you?
Get the memo. Welcome, everyone. Clearly, this is going to be a fun episode. Episode 7 of Healthspan Hacks, and Dr. Mark and I have turned up in matching outfits today, so we're on the same page. If you forget who's who, I'm on the left side of your screen. Mark's on the right. Mark, what should we talk about today? I think you've got a plan.
We're going to talk about life planning today.
Let's go.
Yeah, I tell you why. I've been investigating the topic for the last 10 years or so, and it's really interesting because I'm finding I've been contacted by quite a few friends over the last about a year, who've sort of lost their way and they've lost their vision and their agency, their sense of purpose, if you like. So I've been looking at it for ages because it forms part of that sort of holistic approach to aging well and healthier aging, and life planning should fit within that. So if you look at if you look at like the biomarkers of health, which are the biological aspects around health, so what we see a decline in. If you look at the general like public healthy types things, or the determinants around health, life planning is not part of that, but purpose is. So for instance, the blue zone diet that everyone takes, is a sense of purpose, that ikigai, which is it says 7 points, and one of those is purpose. You've got to have purpose. I think actually it doesn't include challenge. I think challenge is important as we age. But either way, because my mates and my friends they get lost. And I've been through that process myself when I was younger. I'm not going to tell you which age it was, but when I was younger, I defined a strategy on how to find purpose and how to plan as we age. And so I help them defining these strategies, and I look at quite objectively how we can do that and put things in place. And I've helped quite a few friends. So I thought it'd be nice to talk about it today, Poppy, because obviously you being only 22 years of age.
Yes. No, that's amazing. And do you know why I think this is going to be a really interesting episode? Because I'm someone who, I like to think I'm quite mindful. So I'm very present. Like, I live for today. I wake up, I check my Outlook calendar to know what's going on in the day. Like, I very much live day to day. But what you're saying sounds so valuable, to actually think ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. And there's no reason why you should start a life plan late on in life either, is there? I mean, we all have our little ambitions. Do you know what I mean? So, yours was to get your MD, for instance, and and I wanted a PhD, etc. All those sorts of things. And they're like these little projects, and there's no reason why you can't have many of those interspersed through your life. But I've always felt there should be a bigger plan, a life plan, a pathway, and then you've got all these little wonderful things going on. And you use these little
kind of things then, Mark. What are some of these elements that we need to think about in our plan?
Well, I think the first thing is trying to clarify vision. Mm-hmm. I think people get lost. Let me give you an example. A man's midlife crisis, where I'll go out and buy a motorbike or whatever. That's part of that process. It's like, one is you're buying something that will titillate in a sense, but how long lasting is that? Does that give you enough to last you for the rest, or is that just one brief episode in your life of euphoria where you're like, I'm really happy, but then after a while it wanes and you lose interest? If it forms part of the bigger plan, so that a motorbike for 2 years or whatever you want, and then I don't know, I'm gonna rent a house on the coast for a week, or even if something as simple as I'm just going to go away for a night and stay in a hotel for a night near the coast. Mm-hmm. As long as I've found for me, as long as I have these little things in my life, I have something to look forward to, and you can always bounce off that one to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And I'm not talking about them having to be particularly expensive either. It could be, I'm going to go to the coast for, like you do probably where you take your dog for a walk on the beach, don't you? Or you
yeah, I love
so
that.
they're these little events in your life, aren't they? That pop marks your life, that make life all the more valuable and enjoyable, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think some people have that as a plan. So you almost know that most mornings perhaps you're going to go for a walk on a beach or whatever. But I've found with some people, that's almost at a micro level, but at a macro level, bigger level, people don't have a long-term plan.
No, so how do you even start? What's the best way? Do you like get a yearly calendar or a diary and fill things in? Or what's the best way to begin?
I think the best way is to approach it as a project. So you need to clarify vision is exactly, and I always ask my friends, what do you want?
Yeah, I love that.
And it's a really hard question to ask because sometimes you think, oh, well, that's easy. I know what I want. I want £1 million and I want a really nice Ferrari on the drive. But they're quite materialistic aspects associated with it. I mean, they're nice, great, don't get me wrong. They're not on my vision or my radar, but there's other things that are not just as superficial that give value to your life as well, like spending time with your family, for instance. So it's clarifying vision is like, what do I want? But also what's troubling me anyway? And a lot of the guys who I've spoke to, or more, what in fact is they don't really know why they're unhappy and why they're despondent. They can't figure out, why am I so unhappy? Because I've got all these lovely things in my life and I just feel a bit sad about it. And at the moment, everyone I've spoken to is a man, and all men of a certain age. So it's that demographic, that 50-year-old fella type thing. But I do find it interesting. There's something I've worked with a few guys on it, and we've helped them develop vision. So even though you may have vision, it doesn't necessarily mean you're still happy with the concept of why you're unhappy. But it does help you alleviate some of the pressure of feeling unhappy, because at least you have some vision. You go, right, okay, I still feel a bit sad. I'm going to have to arguably accept this, but move on anyway, because this is my big plan at the end of the day. So I've helped mates motivate them through that point. I'm not a psychologist, and obviously if you have concerns, mental health concerns or well-being concerns, you need to go and see a professional. And I've always recommended that. But in regards to the life plan, it can supplement that further, that issue, And it's not just for men, it's for women as well, isn't it? So
I love it. And I guess if only there was a free introductory course that, our listeners could do about life plan for the lifespan. I mean, is that anything, is the one you could recommend?
Well, I don't think there is a life plan for a lifespan. I've never ever seen one, and that's why we developed one.
That's pretty much what I was
saying. I know what you've done. I was just deliberately
develop one. Yes, listeners.
I thought, I won't go there. But we do, don't we? We do offer one, and I think it's important because I don't know anyone that does it. I've seen plans like goal setting and SMART goals and all that sort of stuff, but it's much, much bigger than that, isn't it? It's across. You're talking across your whole life. The life plan that I have is taking me through retirement and into very old age, literally to the point of where I'm going to sadly curl up my toes, as they say. But but so why not? I mean, I treat life as a project now. That doesn't mean I don't have any emotion attached to it. I don't not enjoy these things I do. In fact, I enjoy life much more because I have a plan. But why can't I be, as you and I both, as we've studied, and everyone we know has studied, my whole life's been a project.
Yeah.
Everything I've done is based on a timetable or, timekeeping or management process. So why can't I do that with my life as well?
That's so cool. So I guess then if you've enjoyed hearing Mark talk in this episode about life planning and you don't even know where to begin, because trust me, before I met Mark and before we started the Lifespan Collective, I didn't even know where to begin. The good news is we've got a free course. Just head to our website, lifespancollective.com. I'll drop it in the bio of this podcast. And there is a free introductory course, totally free, no strings attached, which is basically a video of me and Mark. So if you enjoy listening to me and Mark, which you do, you should come back to episode 7 jump on our website, you pop in your email address and we'll send it to you. But Mark, that brings us to the end. But I really hope that some of our lovely listeners who we all absolutely love being here with us will get our free course, download it and let us know what you think. It's just a short video. It takes about 15 minutes to watch. But you can pause it throughout as you do some of the reflective activities. And let us know how you get on. And thanks so much.
Yeah. Always get in touch if you've got any questions as well.
Always get in touch, or let us know in the comments on this podcast if you're watching on YouTube what you felt about our free course as well. But thanks so much, Mark. It's been a great episode.
Yeah, thank you, Poppy, and thanks for watching, everyone.
See you all very soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.